Good evening from the heart of Skid Row in downtown Los Angeles. My name is Stassi and I'm with the Los Angeles Community Action Network, and we are the LA Can Freedom Singers. We'd like to welcome you to the 23rd Annual National Homelessness Law Center McKinney-Vento Awards.
Oh, I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom.
Stayed on freedom.
I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom.
Stayed on
freedom. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on freedom.
Stayed on freedom. Hallelujah.
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 Come on, y'all. I said, I'm walking and talking with my mind stayed on freedom.
Stayed on freedom.
I said, walking and talking with my mind stayed
on freedom.
Yeah, I'm walking and talking with my mind stayed on freedom.
Stayed on freedom. Hallelujah.
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 Justice. I woke up this morning with my mind stayed on justice.
Stayed on justice.
I woke up this morning with my mind
Stayed on justice.
I woke up this morning with my mind
Stayed on justice. Hallelujah.
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 Said, I'm talking with my mind stayed on justice.
Stayed on justice.
Hey, walking and talking with my mind. Yes.
Stayed on justice.
Walking and talking with my mind stayed on justice.
Stayed on justice. Hallelujah.
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 Oh, ain't no harm to keep your mind stayed on freedom.
Stayed on freedom.
Ain't no harm to keep your mind.
Stayed on freedom.
Ain't no harm to keep your mind stayed on.
Stayed on freedom. Hallelujah.
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 Thank you so much. Now we're going to send it back to DC to Jackie O'Garrow to get this party started.
Thank you, Stassi. And thank you to the LA Can Freedom Singers for that beautiful performance opening the 23rd Annual McKinney-Vento Awards. I look forward to hearing from you again during our program. Good evening, and I am pleased to welcome all of you, our virtual audience. I am Jacqueline O'Garrow, and I'm a proud board member of the National Homelessness Law Center and chair of tonight's event. At the Law Center, housing is a human right, and defending the rights of unhoused persons and persons facing homelessness is more critical now than ever, as millions of households in America are at risk of eviction or being evicted. As the legal arm of the national movement to end homelessness, tonight we honor 4 leaders in the fight to end and prevent homelessness. Jessica Bruder, author of the acclaimed book Nomadland, and Chloe Zhao, Oscar award-winning director of the film of the same name. Congresswoman Maxine Waters from the state of California and chair of the House Financial Services Committee, and the law firm of Sullivan Cromwell. You will hear many inspiring words and voices tonight, all supporting justice for unhoused people. If there's a word, a song, or a voice that inspires you, please show your support by texting MVA21 to 44321. Let me repeat. MVA21 to 44321. Your generosity will help the Law Center continue the fight for unhoused individuals and families across America. Now I am thrilled to thank and be joined virtually by all of the advocates, law firms, local community agencies, supporters, board and staff members of the Law Center, including our first award presenter of the evening, my fellow board member, Khadijah Williams. Thank you all for being with us. Please enjoy the evening. Khadijah.
Thank you so much for the warm welcome, Jackie. And thank you so much for your leadership as the chair of this year's event host committee. Also, I want to give a shout out to my former neighbors at Skid Row, the Freedom Singers. So great to have you with us tonight. As a current board member at the National Homelessness Law Center and a previous honoree of the McKinney-Vento Awards, I'm simply thrilled to be here presenting our first honorees for the evening. Tonight, we honor both author Jessica Bruder and director Chloe Zhao with the Stuart B. McKinney Award for their work on the book and film Nomadland. Jessica is the award-winning author of the book Nomadland, Surviving America in the 21st Century, a book which highlights the housing crisis through the experiences of folks living in vehicles. Nomadland received countless honors and awards, but more importantly, it reached readers with profoundly personal stories of the realities of homelessness. Following the success of the book, Nomadland was turned into a film that was written, produced, directed, and edited by Chloe Zhao. The film was nominated for 6 Oscars and won in the categories of Best Director, Best Picture, and Best Actress. Zhao became the first woman of color, the first Asian woman, and only the second woman to ever win Best Director in the Oscars history. Both Jessica Bruder and Chloe Zhao are instrumental in creating broader support for the mission and work of the Law Center through their dedication to sharing the stories of people with lived experience of homelessness. For me, this is deeply personal. Having experienced homelessness in my youth and being committed to sharing my own story and my own experience as an adult, I'm just really grateful that they took the time to learn and tell these important stories. And on behalf of the Law Center, I'm simply honored to present these talented, brilliant women with the Stuart B. McKinney Award. Tonight, we are honoring Jess and Chloe for their commitment to portraying the reality of the daily struggles of living unhoused in America and adding a human face to the issue of homelessness that has been read and seen by millions of people all over the world. Jess and Chloe, congratulations, and thank you so much.
Thank you, Khadijah. It's a tremendous honor to receive this award, and especially to receive it from you, a woman whose life has inspired so many people. I've heard you share your own story, how you survived homelessness for nearly 2 decades while keeping your belief in education alive, then graduating from Harvard and working to serve children who are living similar struggles today. Your story belongs to you, but it's also become a light and a path to so many others. For that, I thank you. The beauty and the power of stories is that they help us feel beyond the limits of our own small lives. Writing Nomadland took me 3 years and 15,000 miles of driving, all in pursuit of other people's stories. The person I followed the most was a woman named Linda May. Witnessing her experiences forced me to ask some important questions. How does a hardworking 65-year-old grandmother end up without a house or a permanent place to stay, relying on unpredictable, low-wage work to survive? Living in a mile-high alpine wilderness with intermittent snow and maybe mountain lions in a tiny trailer, scrubbing toilets at the mercy of employers who, on a whim, could cut her hours or even fire her. What did the future look like for someone like that? In the immediate future, Linda ended up down to $10 before her next payday. Her fridge was almost empty, and though I left her with food, even that took some convincing. At that very moment, if you had told me and Linda what the more distant future held, that Linda would go on to co-star in a triple Oscar-winning feature starring Frances McDormand, we would have asked what you were smoking. Linda's tale has the most improbably happy ending in the world, and I'm grateful for that. I remember she used to tell me that she was boring and she couldn't figure out why I wanted to write about her. Meanwhile, I just got back from Poland, and readers there all wanted to know, how is Linda May doing? That is the magic of sharing our stories. Unfortunately, stories like Linda's almost never end that way, and they go mostly untold. We live in a brutal economy. Nowadays, typical CEOs make 351 times as much as typical workers. We all know the federal minimum wage is still stalled out at $7.25 an hour, while the price of shelter keeps climbing up and up. We know that the pandemic is amplifying our national housing crisis. We know that for many people who get evicted, cars, vans, and RVs can become shelters of last resort. Stories are a powerful weapon against stigma. They push back against prejudice. They value human dignity. And they make us, both tellers and subjects, less alone in the world. They are a pixel in the larger picture of progress. And I'm so glad to be part of your story here tonight. And now, it is my pleasure to introduce my collaborator, my co-conspirator, my friend, and co-recipient of the McKinney Award, the director of the film Nomadland, the amazing Chloe Zhao. Hi, Chloe.
Hi, Jess. Good to see you. It was an honor working with you, really. And thank you again for trusting me with your beautiful book. And thank you so much to the Law Center. Your work is so necessary and so powerful. I am honored to be receiving this award from you. I have always been really drawn to stories about people's search for a sense of belonging and a sense of home. And when I read Nomadland, I felt on every page a collective sense of loss. Jessica captured so powerfully how an entire generation of Americans has lost their way of life. And a big part of that way of life was their homes and their communities. So we set out to make this movie about loss and healing, and about the importance of community, and also the spirit of human perseverance that Jessica has captured so beautifully through her characters in her book. And because of her, I got to know many of them. And working with the Nomads was an honor of a lifetime. And I learned so much from them. And I have grown so much as a person because of it. And, you know, yes, the story of the movie, the story of Fern, is a story of loss, healing, and self-acceptance through her journey on the road. But that journey should have been a choice for her, not a desperate necessity for survival. As you said, housing is a basic and universal human right. And unfortunately, as a society, we still have so much left to do to honor that. So I want to again thank you, Jessica, for writing this book, for your hard work and integrity. And thank you so much to the National Homeless Law Center for bringing awareness to the housing crisis, and everyone for fighting so hard to end it. Again, the honor is mine to be receiving this award from you. Thank you so much for the important work that you do.
Thank you, Chloe. The honor is all ours. And congratulations to you and Jessica. Thank you, Jessica, for the beautiful book, and Chloe, the remarkable film. Most of all, thank you for lifting up the housing crisis in our country, and particularly the experiences of persons most affected by it. Congratulations also to our upcoming honorees, Congresswoman Maxine Waters and the law firm of Sullivan Cromwell. Good evening, everyone. I am Antonia Fasinelli, Executive Director of the National Homelessness Law Center, and it is such an honor being with you tonight as I step into the shoes created by Law Center founder Maria Foscarinas. Maria, thank you for the organization you created and your 31 years of dedication to the Law Center and the movement of ending homelessness. Thank you also to our host committee this evening, particularly our event chair, Jacqueline O'Garo, and our extraordinarily dedicated board members. And a huge thanks to the entire team at the National Homelessness Law Center. I am so inspired every day by their work, and you know many of them. Eric Tars, Tristia Bauman, Alex Taggart and Alex Matak, Lily Milwitt, Carlton Martin, Kariana Barr, Sarah Riley, Brandy Ryan, Janet Hostetler, and Deborah Shepard. It is such an honor to work with this incredible team every day. And now I'm so delighted to be able to share with you some of the new initiatives that we will be undertaking in the upcoming year. Here are 3 highlights. First, we are partnering with the Western Regional Advocacy Project, known as WRAP, on a major access to justice initiative for unhoused persons on the West Coast who are arrested or cited simply because they do not have a home of their own. At the Law Center, this initiative is led by Equal Justice Works Fellows sponsored by Buckley, Alex Matak, and our own Tristia Bauman. And at WRAP, the extraordinary Paul Bowden and Jade Ariano. We're so excited to be creating community-based legal defense clinics to provide representation to unhoused persons in areas where previously representation was out of reach. I hope you are as excited about this new initiative as I am. Secondly, we will be launching a major national litigation, education, outreach, and advocacy strategy to end youth homelessness, both for youth experiencing homelessness in families and unaccompanied, as well as the programs that serve them. We are so honored to partner with True Colors United, the National Network for Youth, Schoolhouse Connections, Away Home America, and the American Bar Association Homeless Youth Legal Network. And third, we will be launching a new fellowship at the National Homelessness Law Center. Named for its founder, Maria Foscarinas, the Foscarinas Fund Fellowship will support a civil legal aid attorney to come and work at the Law Center for up to a year on a litigation or policy issue affecting their home community. I'm so excited about this new fellowship. 25 years ago, I started my career at the National Homelessness Law Center, and I'm so delighted to be able to create this opportunity for someone else. Now, I cannot complete my comments without thanking the extraordinary KO, Minister of Culture at LA Can, and the Freedom Singers. Thank you so much for your partnership and for being with us this evening. I'm really delighted to share with you a little bit about LA Can, or the LA Community Action Network, as it's also called. LA Can organizes people of Skid Row and South Central Los Angeles against oppression. And the KO and the LA Can Freedom Singers are part of the cultural wing of the organizing movement at LA Can. The Law Center and LA Can, as well as the Western Regional Advocacy Project, have partnered for decades to fight the criminalization of homelessness. And we're so delighted to continue in that work together. I also could not complete the evening without thanking Paul Friedman for helping put together this event with us. Thank you so much, Paul. And thank you to everyone for donating this evening. And there's still time to text to give. Just text MVA21 to the number 44321. Thank you everyone for being here tonight, for your partnership with the Law Center, and your commitment to dignity and justice for all. Change is happening. And now I'm really delighted to send it back to Skid Row, to the LA Can Freedom Singers. Thank you all for being here tonight.
Thank you, Antonia, and congratulations, Jessica and Chloe. My name is KO, and I'm the Minister of Culture here at LA Can. Here in LA, we are all so grateful for what you all do on behalf of the thousands of our neighbors who live outside. We dedicate this next song to you and to them.
say, can you see? Oh Lord, I can't breathe. We're dying in the streets. Your flag is killing me.
We get no respect. They hold us by the neck. You use your stripes and stars to keep us behind bars.
No justice, no peace. We're fighting to be free.
Stop killing my people. Killing my people.
We're fighting to be free. That's why we're in the street.
Stop killing my people. Killing my people.
Oh, my country, 'tis of thee, yet we're still not free. Your words are full of lies. It comes as no surprise.
We get no respect. You hold us by the necks. You use your stripes and stars to keep yourself in charge.
No justice, no peace. We're fighting to be free.
Stop killing my people. Killing my people.
Did you know we're fighting to be free? That's why we're in the street.
Stop killing my people. Killing my people.
I don't wanna see another one of my sisters or my brothers dying again and again and again. We can't take no more.
We just can't take it. No. We just can't take it. Can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. I can't take it no more. No more.
No justice, no peace. Fighting to be free.
Stop killing my people.
Stop killing
my people.
Did you know we're fighting to be free? That's why we're in the streets. I'm kidding.
Stop killing my people. Killing my people.
This is a public service announcement coming from the hearts and the minds of the family here at the LA Can. We are in a state of emergency. Now is the time for us to get together, unite, and fight for what's rightfully ours, the land. It is our duty as humans to take care of each other and our personal responsibility to take care of the things that we love, like yourself, the plants, your family, the environment, the animals, and most importantly, the babies, because they are the future.
No justice, no peace. We're fighting to be free.
Stop killing my people. Killing my people.
We're fighting to be free. That's why we're in the streets.
Stop killing my people. Killing my people. All right, this is cool. DC, LA. Now let's go to Minnesota. To Sue Vento, who will introduce the next awardee.
Good evening, and thank you, LA Can Freedom Singers, for that beautiful performance. And thank you to Antonia for taking the helm of the Law Center and building upon the foundation that Maria Foscarinas, my late husband, Representative Bruce Vento, and so many others fought for in the 1980s. This year, the Law Center has the privilege of working with Representative Maxine Waters of California's 43rd Congressional District to help draft and introduce the Ending Homelessness Act. The bill currently in committee aims to end homelessness and significantly reduce poverty in America by transforming the Housing Choice Voucher Program into a federal entitlement so that every household who qualifies for this assistance would receive it. Every mom, dad, grandma, grandpa, child, veteran, everyone who qualifies for this assistance would receive it. Several years ago, I had the honor of presenting the Law Center's Bruce F. Vento Award to Representative Waters. This second award underscores how long and how hard Congresswoman Waters has been in this fight with us. The Congresswoman, like us, has seen the shift in attitude toward housing as a human right and has used that momentum to draft and introduce bold, powerful new legislation. For this reason, and her years of tireless dedication to unhoused persons in California and throughout the country, the Law Center is proud to honor Representative Maxine Waters with this year's Bruce F. Vento Award. Representative Waters, I hope you know how proud Bruce would be that an award named in his honor is being presented to you tonight for your incredible work. Thank you.
Good afternoon. I'm pleased to join all of you to accept the Vento Award. I would like to thank Antonia Fasanelli, the Executive Director and the Board of the National Homelessness Law Center, for giving me this honor. I'm especially moved because Bruce Vento was a senior member of what was then the Housing, Banking, and Urban Affairs Committee. When I joined Congress and then that committee 3 decades ago, he was already a champion for affordable housing generally, and in particular for combating what was then the relatively new phenomenon of widespread homelessness. Indeed, he worked so tirelessly on HUD's homeless assistance grants programs that the authorizing statute was eventually renamed the McKinney-Vento Homeless Assistance Act. Upon joining Congress, I too made ending homelessness a top priority and was gratified to work with the NHLCP and other advocates to reauthorize the McKinney-Vento Act in 2009, the first time the program had been reauthorized since its enactment in 1987. The pandemic revealed weaknesses in our ability to protect the economy and its most vulnerable members. In many respects, the COVID-19 economic relief efforts have been remarkably successful. It is projected that the collective impact of these efforts will cut the number of people living in poverty by as much as 20 million. This is because Congress enacted large expansions in the economic safety net to put money in people's pockets quickly through stimulus checks and expanded unemployment insurance. But providing people the help they need to pay the rent or their mortgage during this crisis has been a real challenge. Simply put, it has been difficult to expand the housing safety net to respond to the pandemic because we don't have an adequate affordable housing safety net to build on. In pre-pandemic America, having a good job did not guarantee that a family could afford housing. For example, a full-time worker needs to earn an hourly wage of $24.90 on average to afford a modest 2-bedroom rental home in this country. Meanwhile, the U.S. already had a deficit of 6.8 million rental homes affordable and available to extremely low-income renters. This deficit exists in every state and major metropolitan area. Moreover, 10.5 million low-income households across the country are paying more than 50% of their income on rent. And on any given night, over 580,000 people experience homelessness. To that end, we passed out of committee this month the Housing and Community Development provisions of the Build Back Better Act. This bill begins to make up for the decades of underinvestment in these programs. The $327 billion provided by the Financial Services Committee's provisions in the Build Back Better plan include investments to support the creation, preservation, or retrofitting of at least 3 million housing units, provide up to 750,000 new housing choice vouchers, fully address the public housing backlog, support first-generation homebuyers to purchase their first home, distribute targeted funding for rural communities, and provide robust investments to strengthen fair housing enforcement across the country. And this is big. The funding provided in this bill will be transformational for our nation's affordable housing stock and will truly change lives. However, you all should be aware that funding levels and texts continue to be negotiated and may change as it moves through the House and Senate. And I'm concerned that some are looking to cut these important housing investments. So I will continue to fight, and I will continue to focus on ensuring that housing is a part of any package, because I truly believe housing is infrastructure. In closing, I look forward to working with the National Homelessness Law Center to truly honor the memory of the late Representative Vento by enacting the Build Back Better Act, and finally turn the tide on the national disgrace of widespread homelessness. So again, I'm appreciative for being with you this evening, and I thank you so very much for the award.
My name is Pancake, and we appreciate Congresswoman Maxine Waters, better known as Aunt Max, for her wonderful contribution to the houseless folks here in our country. This song is for you.
Imagine saying to your only son, a straight-A student, never even seen a gun. Son, you can't be too free out here. Your skin and your spirit causes way too much fear. You can't just live out loud, even though you make me so proud. And try to be mindful of what you see, so you never have to call and save me. I can't breathe. Oh, I can't breathe. Oh, I can't breathe. Hear me, please.
You raised your daughter with spirit and heart to appreciate laughter, music, and art. She says, Mama, I'm leaving home. You're happy, but worry about her alone. Then one day after working so hard, cops came marching across her front yard. Without a thought, shots rang out. She never had a chance to cry out. I can't sleep.
Oh, I can't sleep.
No, I can't sleep.
No, I can't sleep. Hear me, please.
I can't breathe, I can't sleep, I can't be who I'm meant to be. Take your knee off me, 'cause I can't breathe.
Can't breathe, can't sleep. I can't breathe, I can't sleep. Take your knee off me, 'cause I can't breathe. I can't sleep. I can't be. Oh, no.
Thank you, Freedom Singers. Now we're going back to DC and Rajiv for our final award. Take it away, Rajiv.
Pancake. Love that name. Thanks again, Freedom Singers. My name is Rajiv Chanda, and I'm a partner at Simpson Thacher, a proud sponsor of this year's event. And it is an honor to be here with you tonight as a member of the Law Center's Board of Directors. As you all know, the Law Center's success is due to the support of funders, donors, and sponsors. Don't forget, you can donate now by texting MVA21 to 44321. The Law Center is also deeply grateful to the volunteer lawyers at law firms and corporations who dedicate their time to the legal movement to end homelessness. Thank you to all of the Law Center's pro bono partners, especially members of LEAP, for being part of the legal fight to end homelessness. This year, the Law Center is pleased to honor one outstanding partner, the law firm of Sullivan Cromwell, which has helped us make a significant difference in the lives of those experiencing homelessness. Since the beginning of the COVID-19 pandemic, Sullivan Cromwell volunteered to collect COVID-19 responses implemented by communities across the country to address the needs of people experiencing homelessness. This critical information enabled the Law Center to assess how communities were serving the needs of unhoused people in real time and inform the Law Center's federal advocacy, including with the Centers for Disease Control, for people experiencing homelessness. Sullivan Cromwell LLP has served as a longtime partner in our fight to end homelessness. And as many of you know, the firm was Law Center founder Maria Foscarinas's original firm, from which she brought her first pro bono case before opening the Law Center. We're forever grateful to their attorneys for the numerous pro bono hours dedicated to working with the Law Center. So thank you, Sullivan & Cromwell, and please join us in honoring Sullivan & Cromwell attorneys Julia Jordan and Justin Smallwood with this year's Pro Bono Counsel Award. Congrats, Julia and Justin. Here's to you.
Thanks, Rajiv. This is a great honor. We're really happy you guys have invited us to speak. My name is Justin Smallwood. I'm an attorney at Sullivan & Cromwell. And I can tell you that working with the Law Center over the past year during the COVID-19 pandemic to track community responses to the pandemic has been incredibly important to me and the rest of the team at SNC, because it's given us the opportunity to help out some of the most vulnerable people in this country at a time when nothing was really certain. And at that time, the fear about the pandemic, the virus was definitely at its peak. Despite all of that, for many of us, I would say the pandemic was more it was more of an inconvenience in some ways than kind of an earth-shattering event. For me personally, instead of working from the office, I could just work from home. I could have my groceries delivered. I didn't know too many people who actually caught the virus. And unlike some of the people that we aim to help, I didn't have to spend my nights in a crowded congregate facility where I might be risking exposure, where I might have to question whether I'm safer in the facility versus living on the street, where at least you would have some space. I didn't have to wonder about where my food was being prepared, whether the facilities were clean and sanitary, whether that was a health risk. So my experiences were pretty mild in comparison to what a lot of other people in this country were experiencing. And I think when a disaster is, unfolding before your eyes, it's more natural to actually, take stock of the advantages you received and to direct them towards those who need them more. And so to be able to alleviate suffering during, this time is truly like a reward in itself. And doing my small part to further the mission of the Law Center, which does the incredible work of advocating on behalf of unsheltered people every single day, has been an honor and a privilege for me personally and professionally. And I'd like to thank you all for working with us over the past year, especially Tristia, and Rajan Ball. We've been very grateful, and we're so happy that you guys have, given us this award. And Julie, it was great working with you as well, and I'll turn it over to you.
Thanks, Justin. The pleasure was all mine. Hello, I'm Julie Jordan, and I'm a partner at Sullivan & Cromwell. As a board member and someone who has worked the Law Center on several pro bono matters, I know firsthand how important the Law Center's work is nationwide. The work of the Law Center took on even greater import during the pandemic as it worked to advocate for the implementation of protocols that address the health concerns of the homeless. Reports indicated that homeless individuals infected by COVID-19 would be twice as likely to be hospitalized, 2 to 4 times as likely to require critical care, and 2 to 3 times as likely to die of COVID-19 than the general population. As for people experiencing homelessness, the options for following CDC guidance were extremely limited. The Law Center immediately advocated for the adoption of responses that were built on science and best practice, not prejudice. The Law Center worked to prepare a comprehensive resource center that provided state and local governments with the resources and tools they needed to implement those best practices. As Justin just so eloquently said, it was an absolute privilege for Sullivan and Cromwell to partner with the Law Center on this incredibly important work, and we look forward to continuing that partnership. Thank you for the award today.
All right. Congratulations to Julie and Justin, and a special thank you for all the amazing work you do here in Skid Row. My name is Natasha, and this next tune is for all the amazing awardees.
I am me today, who are you today? We are we today, and we love. I am me today, who are you today? We are we today, and we love.
In our homes, in the schools, on the streets, on the news, people singing the blues, and what they're saying is true. Every time you turn around, something bad is going down. Every time I look around, everybody has a frown. Money is the power, and violence seems to be the way. But I still dream of a bigger and a brighter day where I can be me, you can be you, we can be we, and then say,
today, who are you today? We are we today, and we love. Today, we are we today, and we love.
Take it away, Pastor Q.
Got him pistol on him, was in a monster. 16 on him back like him a gangster. Committing plenty crime, but him not no joke. Come he say come in at the tabernacle and pressure rapper. Put down the gun, the Uzi, the machine. 16 years old, them a tote magazine. No more give me girl with the kung fu grip. Him and the 9mm with the extra clip. When me say open my Bible and read a script. Thou shalt not kill, thou shalt not murder. Eternal damnation, you no blunder. Give thanks and praise to the Father. You see by the heaven and the earth, rightful ruler. The beginning and the end, the Alpha and Omega. The two youth and them should know better. Why the youth and them are killing people, brother?
We today, who are you today? We are we today, and we love. I am me today, who are you today? We are we today, and we love. I am me today, who are you today? We are we today, and we love. I am me today, who are you today? We are we today, and we love.
All right, thank you, and a special thanks to Pastor Q for joining us. And now we're going to send it back to DC to Eric Binsky.
Thank you, Natasha and the Freedom Singers, and thank you to everyone for joining us this evening. Though we were unable to meet in person this year for the 23rd Annual McKinney-Vento Awards, one thing remains constant. People all around the country are experiencing homelessness, and the power of the law is being used to protect and ultimately solidify housing as a human right. I hope you are as inspired as I am by this wonderful organization that is helping to prevent and end homelessness. and by the people it serves, who persevere every day through challenges that most of us can only imagine. Congratulations to our 2021 McKinney-Vento honorees, and please give a round of applause to our host committee, to our new executive director, Antonia Fasanelli, to our sponsors, and to all the staff members and volunteers at the Law Center for their hard work and dedication in putting this event on and throughout the year. Thank you for joining us. Have a great rest of your evening.